Hey, what's up, beautiful people? This is Niner Yankee Flight. All right, so we are at the, let me see, we are at the Galeão International Airport in Brazil. That is the Sierra Bravo Golf Lima Airport. Really nice airport. Now, people have been asking to find out how do I get these cool viewpoints. If you notice in some of my videos where I do the plane spotting videos, and I have a link in the description to one of those videos there. I've gotten a couple requests from some folks asking me, how do you get those angles? How do you get? It's quite simple actually. I'm gonna demonstrate that. Now, my purpose for doing this video is, you know, we have thousands of people that use Microsoft Flight Simulator. And though there are things that avid simmers might know how to do, you know, there are still quite a few people who may not know their way around the sim where certain things are concerned. There's always someone who doesn't know. So this video is for that person who does not know. What I do, basically, I go to the top, the in-game menu here, click on camera, and I go to showcase. And when you go to showcase, the camera automatically defaults at this angle. And the next very thing that I do is, or the very next thing that I do is I switch off the drone follow mode and I put on the drone lock mode. In that case now, in that way, I can do this. I can pan the camera to where I want it. All right, and just to let you know, how am I doing that? I'm simply using the arrow keys, the arrow keys, the left and right arrow keys. All right, so you use the left and right arrow keys to pan. If I did not do that, and let's go back. This is how it was default. If I do that, this is what happens. This is not what I want to happen. All right, now you can still set a view like this, but this is not what I want. And if you want to get the views like how I get them, then the best thing to do is to do it the way I do it. Now, when you do that and you shift it, what you need to do is to reset the position again. You always need to reset your position. You go back there, drone follow mode off, drone lock mode on. All right, now in order to get a position quickly, as you realize the camera moves a bit slow, what you can do is increase the drone speed just a little bit, and camera moves a little faster. All right, now I don't suggest you hold the arrow keys, because watch what happens if you hold the arrow keys. If I hold the arrow keys, see, the camera goes kind of, that's not what you want. In order to get the camera closer, what you can do now is you can look for the comma and the full stop keys. All right, so you hit the comma, will get you closer. The comma key will get you closer. The full stop key could actually, right? So comma can get you closer, and you could use the arrow keys again to pan. Now, how do you set the view? Basically, this is what I'm going to do. Now, the view that I do in these videos are basically like plane spotting views. It's like from the angle of a plane spotter, someone doing plane spotting, which I love to do plane spotting. So that's why I do a lot of those videos. All right. So after getting the angle, what I would do now, I'd use the down arrow key to get there. Now, notice how quickly I went down. When you want to set the elevation of the camera, what you need to do, you might probably need to slow down the drone speed just a little bit to just about no, come on, that's a little too far. Right, 5 is good, and you get it up there, and there you go. Now, if you put it more than 5, the slightest touch on the arrow keys is going to it's going to be a little more than what you want. As a matter of fact, I'm going to bring it down to just about between 2 or 3. There we go, 3. So that's better for me right there. Right, so there's another thing that I do to add some level of immersion or realism. If a lot of times plane spotters, when they do a close-up shot, it focuses on the object, on the aircraft, so you'll find that the background is a bit blurred. Of course, there's this feature in the sim here, and it's called the drone focus mode. All right, now there's a particular key that I would press for that. Now, but before I get that, what I do is this. I use the mouse scroll to zoom in, and then I take off the drone lock mode, and then I use the page down key. The page down key. Now I hope you're writing this down. You could write this down, right? As a matter of fact, you can just look at the video. You don't have to write it down, right? I use the page down key to tilt the camera downwards a bit, and then I hit F1. There you go. All right, and the background is immediately blurred. All right. Now, of course, the further you zoom out, the background is not going to be that blurred. What you will find is the foreground is actually going to look blurred. All right. If you notice, when I hit F1, look at this. Look at what's going to happen here. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to disable it now. Right, and it's disabled. So when you hit F1, you immediately activate the drone focus mode into auto. All right, and I leave it like that. Yeah, so it adds a bit of immersion or realism into the system. Please remember to lock back the drone. If you don't lock back the drone, that is problems. So right, so now I have set, basically I've set my plane spotter viewpoint. What I usually do at this point is simply this. If I'm doing a departure, I usually record the departure. I use flight control replay. There's a video, a tutorial. There are a couple of tutorials on how to use flight control replay. But just to let you know, how do I use flight control replay to record? And let me tell you something, there's a ton load of things you can do with flight control replay. A ton load of stuff that you can do with flight control replay. Basically, I just use it to do one thing, and that's just to record and replay. All right, so let's see. I'm waiting for it to come up here now. It hasn't come up as yet. Let's hit it another one. Sometimes it takes, oh, it's gonna come up. There it is, it's up. Good. So basically, when I want to record, I hit this big red circle here, and a window is gonna pop up, and I'm in the window at the bottom. I will name the file. All right, so let's call this SBGL. As you see, I did a couple other videos at this airport, so I'm going to call this SBGL 8. All right, save that there, and it's recording right there. It's recording everything. So basically, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a takeoff roll. All right, I can hide this. All right, I can also hide this, jump into the cockpit of this really cool aircraft. Okay, so now we're in the cockpit, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna do a takeoff roll, and we're gonna just climb the aircraft just for a bit, and I'm gonna run the replay from the angle, from the plane spotter viewpoint that I would have just set. All right, parking brake off, and we're gonna go full power. Love those engine sounds, gotta love them. If you're hearing any noise in the background, that's me trying to steady my my pedals. Wow, we're going up already. Wow, look at that. She's ready to be airborne. Plane is already flying herself. All right, gear up, and I'm gonna do an immediate bank just to make things a bit interesting. All right, cool. This is enough. This is enough. So what we do at this point is we can just go here, get the, and we can hit stop, and it's going to stop. And then when you finish that, you hit load, and oh, by the way, I did get some questions from some people asking me, how do I do replay? Well, there are more than one ways to do replay. This is how I do it. All right, good. So let's look for the file now. We're looking for SBGL8, SBGL8, and open. Right, so once the sim has stopped like that, what you can do, you can just bring your cursor back to where you started. All right, now I had a little hiccup there a while ago that I just had to sort out. That was done off camera. So, but I did leave the flight record, the replay tool playing. So all right, my actual replay began here. All right, so we're gonna do that. So let's minimize this for now, and let us go straight to the, and in order to get to the view, to the showcase view, I just hit shift and 1. and I get right there's it. Some people, if you don't have that option or you haven't set it up that way, you just go up here, hit camera, and you press showcase. It should go back to the same viewpoint that we would have set earlier, right? All right, good. So let's see what we got here. What we can do here now is hit play, and let's see what happens. And this is it, folks. This is how I do it. Yeah. This aircraft does eat up a bit of frames. Alright, that's how we do it. And she's ready to be airborne already. There we go. Beautiful departure. Now, let's say I wanted to get the viewpoint down that way. All I need to do is this. Go stop the replay tool right there. Now hit one of the arrows, any backward or forward. When you're doing replay, do not hit the stop. Do not select stop for anything at all, because it's going to stop your replay and you're going to have to go back into load and to load the whole thing over again. When you click any one of these arrows here, you can move the cursor to wherever you want it, just like that. All right. So I want to actually put the viewpoint close to where the aircraft had its rotation, right? So I'm going to freeze it right there, and I'm going to go back into showcase, and I'm going to hit reset position. Bam, there we go. Going to go through the whole process again. Drone follow mode will come off. Drone lock mode comes on. Give it a little speed here, and arrow keys. There's the arrows. Remember not to hold down on the arrows. If you hold on the arrow, the camera will kind of go away from the object, from the aircraft. All right, and that was the full stop key that I used there to get the camera out of it. All right, good. So we're looking to get the autofocus on. I can do this, bam, and page down to tilt the camera downwards, and shift F1. There we go. All right, remember to put back on the drone lock mode. There we go, and we can get rid of this. All right, we can scroll back out, and remember I'm using the mouse scroll key to zoom in and zoom out. All right, as a matter of fact, before we do, let us get back in there and let's slow the drone speed a bit back down to about 2. We can take it off, and I can manipulate the elevation of the camera. So there we go. Right, so what we're gonna do now is get back our flight control replay, and we can get, all right, there we go, and we hit the play, and this is what happens. Now, some might consider it a bit of work, but for me it's worth it because I love to get these views. All right, there we go, and we could do a close-up here, get a nice view. There we go. Gear up. There's that left bank. So this is how I do it, folks. I hope this video was helpful for you. I'm going to leave a couple links in the description for you guys to check out. All right, look out for some more videos from yours truly, Niner Yankee. Until the next time, peace.